on in. There you go, sir. The pen? You need a pen today.
Oh, I do?
Yes, you do.
Oh, you're here?
Filling out our
Go on, I'm gonna kick you out.
Here. Here, we can grab John.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Gonna be standing, so don't worry.
So what do we fill out here?
Groceries are a big thing.
Are they?
Yeah, if you're ethnic, they're big.
If you're ethnic.
Yeah, my table grows.
You have a family? You live with the other?
Yeah, no, I don't, no.
You just live on your own?
Yeah.
Yeah, my grocery is big, but I have family, so.
Yeah, but I have.
Yeah, people
there's
that they
always
come,
somebody on
yeah,
hand,
of course,
or I take it with me.
yeah. For me, if I make it 1,200 or 1,000, 1,200 a month, I'd be happy. I'd be happy.
Oh, God.
Just every trip you make to Costco is what, like?
500-600, every time that I go, minimum, if I watch myself, I'm telling you.
It's when you don't go to Costco.
But if you have a larger family,
Yeah.
it is worth to go,
That's
because
right.
you're buying
Yeah.
quantities, right?
But even things that you don't need, you still end up buying at Costco.
Right.
You don't need, like,
Well, we eat a lot, and we entertain a lot, so there is nothing from Costco goes to waste at my home. Everything gets used.
that's true. When you entertain, you make money too.
How do you make money?
Future business.
Well, it depends who you're
No,
entertaining.
family don't give you
Oh.
business, what the hell?
Exactly. They
Family
pick your
does.
brain.
Yeah, I know what family.
All right,
how
so
your relationship with your family is.
a lot of chit chat going on. We need to do more work. So for those of you who are just joining us,
Yeah.
so this is our business planning for 2020. We've put this into 2 sessions. The reason why is because, as you'll see, it's a very extensive business plan that we're going to be working on. Now, for those of you who want a shorter form of this and have the discipline to execute a shorter business plan, there is a shorter one on Hallmark Hub, especially for those of you who are just coming in. For those of you who are going to be attending this session and next week's session, we're going to be doing this in 2 sessions, because the first part of this, we're going to be coming up with what's called our lifestyle number. That's going to be on page 12. The lifestyle number is basically how much does it cost you to run your personal life and your business life.
No, I don't wanna block it.
How much will it cost you to run your business life and your personal life? So we asked this question earlier, how many of you have a personal budget? Raise your hand if you have a personal budget. No, Mary's one thing.
Like
Sorry?
half.
Personal budget is once the bank account hits 0, you're out of money? That's a personal budget? Okay. How many of you have a business budget? Right? So at the end of today's session, I'm going to ask this question again, and every single one of you will raise your hand for personal budget, and every single one of you will raise your hand for business budget. Now, as you go through page 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way through 11, I know it's going to seem like a lot of work, right? Because some of these numbers you know because you pay the bills, other ones you might have to guess. So it's not about perfection right now. On the Hallmark Hub Business Planning folder, there is an Excel sheet version of this. So today I'm just going to get you to do the work roughly based on your estimate. But after today's session, go to Hallmark Hub and go to the business planning section, and you'll be able to download an Excel sheet, and it'll add all the numbers up for you. Right? So no big deal if you don't get 100% of the numbers correct today. But we want to get an indication, because at the end of today's session, we're going to come up with our lifestyle number. We have a whole hour to do this, right? So page 5, you're going to look at your home expenses, your daily living expenses, 6 is personal transportation, 6 is, again, financial obligations, any subscriptions you might have, health expenses on page 7, vacation, if you're planning to take one this year or next year is 2020, recreational expenses on page 7. Page 8, you're going to basically look at your personal expense, your miscellaneous expense, and then you're going to have a summary of your personal budget. And then pages 9 to 10 to 11 are your business expenses. So you're gonna have the next 10 to 15 minutes to fill this out, right? You're not gonna listen to me talking for an hour today. You're gonna be filling this out. Anybody have any questions? Mary, here?
No, I'm on. Thank you
Pass
so
it
much.
to Mary, please. The idea here is once you have your personal and business budget, we're going to be able to determine what award level you want to go for next year. Triple diamond, right? Double diamond. The reason why we're going to, does anybody have an idea why we want to kind of summarize this into an award level? Why an award level? You're all familiar with the RE/MAX award levels, right? So let's say, for example, I needed, 250 with my personal and my business lifestyle number. It adds up to 250. That's Platinum Club. So your goal next year would be Platinum Club or a bit higher than that, so you're able to achieve it, right? This is called goal setting, right? Without a personal budget, without a business budget, how do you set a proper goal that we're going to be able to execute our business plan on next year, right? So once, this is the reason why you're not gonna be looking at me for the next hour, you're gonna be filling every single one of these numbers out so that you have a personal budget, you have a business budget, you know what that amounts to, you know how much money you need to make at minimum next year to cover just your personal and your business, right? And then after that, we're going to determine my favorite part of it, which is how many contacts will you need to make on a daily basis. And the reason why I love it is because this contact goal is black and white. Either you do it or you don't. And if you come to me and say, I'm not reaching my goals, my income is garbage, I'm gonna ask you to turn to page 14 of this plan, and I'm gonna ask you, what is your income goal? What is your contact goal? And then if your contact goal is 20, right, I'm gonna ask you, are you making those contacts every day? And typically, what's the answer to that? What's the typical answer to that?
No, not really.
No, not really. And then I'm gonna ask you, well, what are you doing? Right? Okay, does everybody get it? Okay. So, for the next 20 minutes, we are going to be filling out pages 5 to 11, all right? Yeah?
Seems like working hours.
Now, just to give you a heads up for next session, why this is broken down into two. For the next session, we're going to take your daily contact target, and then we're going to identify what are the activities you're going to be doing in order for you to be able to reach that daily target goal, right? So 10 is your daily contact target. We're going to break it down. So for example, we have various channels of marketing, right? To give you a preview of next week, we're going to be talking about working with your sphere, open houses, FISBOs. We'll be talking about expired listings, just listed, just sold marketing, buying online leads or pay-per-click, demographic farming, geographic farming, home seller seminars. Target 10 marketing to rental owners, 11 is marketing to renters, 12 is home buyer seminars, 13 is building a profitable team. So next week we're going to talk about 13 different ways to reach your contact goal. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's get started. Today, personal budget, business budget, and then together we're going to come up with our contact goal based on the award level. So pages 5 to 11, fill it out. And if you have any questions, I am here to help you.
I think this is hard without our actual bills in front of us.
Just think about it. So what I was saying earlier, Mary, is that there is a worksheet of this in the Hallmark Hub. So if you go to business planning folder, you're going to be able to download the spreadsheet. So don't sweat it like now. Just estimate. The whole idea is if you want to skip every single one of these numbers and say, oh, my personal budget is $100,000 a year, then just write $100,000 a year, and then you're done, right? But make sure $100,000 is to cover your personal budget. If you're gonna go to Bora Bora, buy a Tesla, and buy $1 million house next year, $100,000 is not going to cut it, right? And then your business budget too. If you want to make something up and say $100,000, make sure you can run your business on $100,000.
You could just do it. I guess we could just put it in the Excel right away, right?
You do that. download the Excel. If you have a computer with you, download the Excel file and just start punching it in. However, I want you to do it, because that's the idea of today's session.
What would you do with investment properties?
What's that?
Investment properties. That's your one.
This is just personal budget.
Just personal?
Investment has nothing to do with it right now.
That's coming out of your own personal assets.
It's your personal budget, personal. The investment is an investment for the purpose of this exercise.
Website Hallmark Hub.
Yes, so here, I'll show you.
Might even log in.
It's your email and then it's your Trub ID.
Or your full,
Oh yeah, okay. I always ask that like once a month.
or your full name and your Trub ID. Okay,
Or your full name. your Trub ID.
my Trub, my.
So where do I go once we're here, Toronto?
Yeah, Toronto.
So for those of you who want to pull this up on the Hallmark Hub, log in, click on Toronto, scroll
Business
down,
plan?
scroll down and click on Business Planning 2020. Oops, where
How
is
much
it?
is our Treb free and Rico? Rico is 500?
This one?
To get to.
So there,
It's
this is our
500.
business plan.
Let's say 550 like it says here. Treb is like 8 something, no? No, every year.
What do I put for try?
Every year.
I
$100,000.
did the heart of that. Doesn't it get easier? No. Daycare's cheap right now
No.
compared.
I don't know what to put there.
Daycare gets replaced by like.
Cricket Club bills.
This is so scary when you make us do this.
I know, really.
It's called the reality check, right?
Yeah.
It's actually so scary. I don't like to come here.
This is my gift to
I
you.
need my wife to do this so she realizes that online spending adds up.
Really adds up, right?
Yeah.
Try going with cash for a week and see what happens. Cash only, it's really shocking.
Don't know
No,
if
that's
that would
really
be
scary.
No, I tried it. Yeah, I ran out of cash.
There you go.
This actually gives me anxiety.
This is like groceries,
Yes, how much you
Family.
spend.
family, right? Like this is.
Sure.
Yeah. The full.
Unless
Whatever
it's,
you're buying.
Landline telephone.
Childcare.
Cellular telephone non-business? No.
$50.
It's all business.
A year?
That's right.
It's business and personal planning together.
I'm texting my wife, what do we spend in groceries a year?
How big is your family?
2 boys, under 5, but they eat like they're 25.
So let me tell you, my children, my grown children, are living in the basement now, and I brought them everything that they need to cook and do everything for themselves. And do you know how much money I'm saving a month? My fridge is empty, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm probably saving like $700 a month now that I don't have to feed them.
Yeah,
Unless
even,
they come for dinner.
Right, which is easy, once a week or something like that. But I'm like, they wanna cook, I'm fine with it, let them go cook. you spend with children.
Anybody have any questions so far? Yes. Overwhelmed,
Yeah.
sigh, stress levels have gone up.
So this is all personal, this is not like my
That's-
car, like
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
no?
that's personal stuff.
Personal.
Business is coming up once you flip the page.
Next page is your business budget. So,
Where does my car go?
yeah, where does the car go?
Do you claim your car as a business expense?
Yeah.
Well,
Then it goes
portion,
into the business,
Portion of it.
you can't claim it all.
No,
a portion of it.
unless you have two cars.
Just put it into one or the other.
We spent a lot of money to clean our house.
Hmm.
It's worth every penny.
Isn't
It's a
it?
very-
Oh, yeah.
Can you join us?
Forget the groceries.
Yeah. Starve, she gets to keep her job.
Sometimes if it's just like an older property, like an older bungalow that you can't do too much with.
What's that?
Mary.
This is for the entire year, right?
Oh, year?
This is the year, sorry, yes, this is year.
Get cracking.
Oh.
It's an annual budget,
Jeez.
annual
Like
budget.
you barely do that for property.
So for Paul's question about where does the business expense goes for automotive, page 9 is where your business.
I'm gonna put one there and one here.
You could, yeah. You have
You
more
can
trouble.
brush everything.
Oh, yeah, I got one car that I can't
What's
right now.
happening?
He's putting his coffee in his face, you're gonna store
Hmm.
it, I don't know.
Did we make enough money this year?
Made one thing.
Financial
realize?
obligations, long-term savings.
Yeah.
Student loan.
Only so
Are you
long.
still paying those?
No.
We did it.
It was 5 to 11.
Auto
Yeah,
payment.
that's the same thing.
So you're just keeping us company, Harry?
Wow. That seems like a really big number.
Not in Mallorca?
Your
Did you get arrested? No?
what
No.
And I put
Yeah.
0 for like mortgage, gas, home repairs, maintenance,
Right, you're gonna
because
start,
I don't pay any of those.
you should start simulating as if
As if I
you
do.
Yeah.
Then this is gonna be like 100,000 just for like personal,
Even with?
I decided
These are my numbers.
with all that stuff.
You know,
Better be a diamond store, you can try and wait.
Yeah.
Get into the
That's fair.
like me.
there are
fall
chairs
down.
over here.
My like number of calls is
At the
gonna be
corner,
like
shoot.
97 a day. That's what it's gonna come.
I don't know, like in the corner, or maybe this baby in the corner, right? No.
Oh, you can sit wherever you want.
Thanks, Harry. I needed a coffee.
Disney now?
No, I just Disney subscription.
I want to see Marvel. All the good stuff.
Blown up, they had like 25 million people sign up for that. Invested in their stock a year ago, that's done well.
Everybody doesn't use, right? So you can, what's it?